Let's be real. Most men don't even realize they're in a toxic relationship until it's too late. You wake up one day drained, questioning your own sanity, and wondering how the hell you ended up in this mess. And the worst part? Society tells you to man up and take it. But let's get something straight. Your peace is priceless. If a relationship is making you feel like you're walking on eggshells, constantly apologizing for things you didn't even do, or losing your sense of self, then you have a serious problem. And no, love is not an excuse to let yourself be mentally, emotionally, or even financially destroyed. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth that no one wants to say out loud. A lot of toxic relationships are designed to break men, not build them. Whether it's manipulation, guilt-tripping, or straight-up emotional blackmail, too many men are stuck in relationships where they are expected to provide, protect, and sacrifice while getting little to nothing in return. Think about it. How many times have you seen a guy lose his ambition, confidence, and even his identity just to keep a woman happy? And the moment he starts standing up for himself, suddenly he's cold, distant, or not the same guy she fell in love with. The reality is, a toxic relationship will make you feel like you're the problem when you're actually the victim. And if you don't protect your peace, you'll wake up one day completely lost, wondering why you wasted years of your life trying to fix something that was never meant to work in the first place. So what can you do about it? How do you spot the warning signs, set boundaries, and walk away without guilt? That's exactly what we're going to break down in this video. Because if you don't protect your peace, no one else will. Too many men stay in toxic relationships because they've been brainwashed to believe that love requires sacrifice. But let's get something straight. Sacrifice does not mean self-destruction. If a relationship is constantly making you feel anxious, exhausted, or unappreciated, that's not love, that's suffering. And yet, men are told to endure it. Society shames them for leaving, saying, "You're not a real man if you walk away." But let me ask you, why should a man stay in a situation that's slowly destroying him? Real love builds you up, not breaks you down. A good relationship should bring peace, not stress. If you find yourself constantly apologizing, walking on eggshells, or fixing problems that aren't even your fault, you're not in a relationship, you're in a trap. Now, let's talk about a scenario many men ignore. You meet a woman who seems perfect at first. She's sweet, loving, and always wants to be around you. But over time, things start changing. She starts testing you. Small things at first, like getting upset when you don't text back immediately. Then, she starts making you feel guilty for spending time with your friends, your family, or even working on your goals. At first, you think, she just loves me a lot. But soon, you realize that every time you don't do what she wants, she withholds affection or picks a fight. You start adjusting yourself, avoiding things that make her upset, and before you know it, you're no longer the man you used to be. And here's the scary part. You think it's normal. But it's not. Love should never feel like a war where you're always losing. The moment a relationship makes you feel weak, controlled, or trapped, you need to ask yourself one question. Would I let my best friend go through this? If the answer is no, then why are you accepting it? The truth is simple. Love should never be an excuse to tolerate suffering. If a relationship is hurting your peace, your confidence, and your purpose, it's time to walk away. Ever had a woman go completely silent on you for no reason? You text, no reply. You call, straight to voicemail. She's posting on social media, laughing with her friends, but somehow she's too busy to respond to you. You know what this is? Control. Most men think when a woman ignores them, she just needs space. But let's be real, if she wanted to talk, she would. Women use silence as a weapon to test, punish, and manipulate men. It's designed to make you anxious, desperate, and questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? Should I apologize? Maybe I should text again. And that's exactly what she wants. She wants you to chase, to beg, to sit there wondering what you did wrong, when in reality, you did nothing. Here's the truth. If a woman respects you, she will communicate. If she's giving you the silent treatment to control you, she doesn't respect you. She's playing games. And the moment you fall for it, she knows she owns you. She disappears for a day, you double text. She ignores your call, you apologize. She acts distant, you ask, is everything okay? You just gave her all the power. The more you react, the more she'll use silence against you. One day, it's just a few hours. Then it's days. Then suddenly, she only responds when she wants something. And the worst part? You let it happen. Men need to stop rewarding this behavior. If she goes silent, let her. If she pulls away, let her. If she stops calling, don't chase, replace. A woman who truly cares about you will not play these games. She won't leave you guessing, doubting yourself, or feeling like you have to earn her attention. And if she does, that's not love, that's manipulation. So next time a woman tries to use silence as a weapon, remember this: the only response is no response. Let her wonder where you went. Most men think that if they work hard, build themselves up, and become successful, their woman will admire them more. Wake up. A lot of men don't realize this. Your success will not always be celebrated. Sometimes, it will turn the person you love against you. At first, she loved the potential in you. She supported you when you were struggling. But the moment you start leveling up, getting more attention, making more money, having more options, the energy shifts. Suddenly, she's picking fights over nothing. She's accusing you of changing. She's mad that you're spending more time on your goals. Why? Because she fears what your success means for her. If you become too confident, she loses control. If you have more options, she's no longer your only choice. If you grow into the best version of yourself, she has to work harder to keep you. And here's the painful truth: not every woman wants to compete. Some women would rather keep you weak than rise to your level. And that's where most men fail. Instead of recognizing what's happening, they shrink to keep the peace. They tone down their ambition, avoid opportunities, and let themselves be guilt-tripped into staying the same. I don't want her to feel insecure. Maybe I should work less. I don't need all the success anyway. Do you hear yourself? A man should never dim his light to make someone else comfortable. If your success threatens her, that's her insecurity, not your problem. So here's the real question: are you willing to lose yourself to keep her? Because that's the trap. A woman who truly loves you will push you to be better. A woman who fears losing control will make you feel guilty for growing. And if you let her, you will wake up one day, broke, weak, and full of regret, wondering where the man you used to be went. Success doesn't ruin relationships. Weak men who give up their power do. So decide now, do you want a relationship, or do you want a cage? Because if she can't handle your growth, she was never meant to be part of your future. Wake up. A lot of men have been programmed to think that keeping a woman happy is their number one job in a relationship. Wrong. Your number one job is to protect your peace, and that starts with demanding respect. Here's the harsh truth: a woman's feelings should never come before your dignity. If she expects you to tolerate disrespect just because she's emotional, she doesn't love you. She controls you. Men are constantly told to be understanding when a woman yells at them, belittles them, or gives them the silent treatment. But let's flip the script. If a man did the same thing, he'd be called toxic, controlling, or even abusive. So why is it acceptable when a woman does it? A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect. That means no yelling, no public humiliation, no threats of leaving just to manipulate you. The moment a woman crosses that line, and worse, expect you to accept it, you have two choices. Call it out immediately. Let her know disrespect is not tolerated. Walk away if it continues. No second chances. No debates. Now, let's look at a common scenario. You're out with your woman, and she starts disrespecting you in public, talking down to you, making sarcastic remarks, or even flirting with other men to make you jealous. You feel embarrassed, but you don't want to cause a scene. So, you brush it off. Bad move. By letting it slide, you just taught her that it's okay to disrespect you. Next time, it'll be worse. And the more you tolerate it, the less she will respect you. Men need to understand this. Love without respect is worthless. A woman can say she loves you all day, but if she constantly makes you feel small, ignored, or unimportant, her love means nothing. The moment you stop prioritizing her feelings over your self-respect, you'll see the truth. A woman who truly loves you will never put you in a position where you have to choose between your dignity and her emotions. Real men demand respect. Weak men tolerate disrespect. Which one are you? Men, listen up. The moment she knows you're afraid to leave, you've already lost. Most men stay in toxic relationships because they're scared. Scared of starting over. Scared of being alone. Scared of what people will say. And women know this. That's why they push the limits. They disrespect you, test you, and see how much you'll tolerate. Because deep down, they're asking themselves one thing. Will you really leave? And if the answer is no, she owns you. Most of you are not in relationships. You're in emotional prisons. You're constantly apologizing for things you didn't do, walking on eggshells, and begging for basic respect. Why? Because you're too weak to walk away. And that's the problem. A woman will never respect a man who doesn't respect himself enough to leave when he's being treated like trash. You teach people how to treat you. And if she sees that no matter what she does, you'll stay, why would she ever change? Let's be honest. How many of you are in relationships where you feel drained, unappreciated, and undervalued, yet you're still there? How many of you know deep down that she doesn't respect you, but you stay because you're hoping she'll change? She won't. If she truly cared, she wouldn't need to change. She would have never treated you this way in the first place. And the crazy part? The moment you stop chasing, stop caring, and actually walk away, she will panic. Because now, you have something that scares her more than anything. Options. That's the real power. A man who is willing to walk away is a man no woman can manipulate. Because he knows his worth. He knows that staying in a toxic relationship is not strength, it's weakness. So here's the truth. You don't lose her when you leave. You lose yourself when you stay. And no woman is worth that. So stop begging. Stop proving yourself. Stop waiting for her to change. If she disrespects you, walk away. If she plays games, walk away. If she drains your energy, walk away. Because a man who can leave anytime he wants is a man who will never be controlled. And that, my brothers, is how you protect your peace. Let's make one thing clear. Most men are not in love. They're just scared to be alone. That's why they tolerate disrespect. That's why they stay in toxic relationships. That's why they beg for attention from women who don't even like them. Weak men stay. Strong men walk away. And the sad reality? Most of you watching this are too afraid to leave. You tell yourself, she'll change. She just needs time. Or maybe it's my fault. It's not. You are not responsible for fixing someone who enjoys breaking you. You are not meant to live in stress, anxiety, or constant battles. And you are definitely not meant to be a second option in your own life. So now, I'll ask you a simple question. Will you keep tolerating this, or will you finally choose yourself? Drop your experiences in the comments. I want to hear from you. If you're going through this, let's talk. I'll be reading every comment and reaching out. Your peace is priceless. The only question is, are you man enough to protect it? Thank you for watching. And as always, this is the Motivation Guru.